guys, it's Black Rat from 287 and welcome to the channel. First of all, before the video to start, I just want to thank all the likes, comments and subscribes that we got recently. The channel really grew very well, so it's really nice. I'm really happy that my work is helping few of you and you're enjoying the content. I also wanted to mention that I added the donation button on the channel. I activated it, so I'm gonna show somewhere how to do. So if you guys are interested to do some small donations, it's now available. So now let's start with the video of the day, and it's gonna be the top 10 cavalry for Sx18. So we're gonna do exactly the same we did in the last videos, if you guys saw. So we're gonna do the two lists, the paid and the free to play. So now we are on the page of the, let's say, paid list for cavalry, and in the top 10 we can see that we already have one hero of the Sx18 season, Roland, who is there. So it seems that the hero was actually meta. He's good. I was really believing on him that he would be good on this season, and it seems that I was actually right. So we're gonna start with the top 10. So he is there in the front row, actually not in middle row. I was kind of thinking he would be middle row, but actually not, because he have that skill who heal when he takes damage. So basically gonna make him more interesting to be in the front row. That's why he is. So Roland, always in the front row with the braid and with avalanche. So obviously that this hero was made to be paired with avalanche. It was really obvious. So he is there, and he is with the brave. Because why? Because brave also have a prep skill. Avalanche have two prep skills with his skin. So Roland gonna be making them to skip the prep skill. So that's why it's super strong, and it's going to be really good to put with brave because of that, because you're going to also make himself to skip one of his skills. So really interesting legion, really nice, based on the prep skills and so on. We have on the top 9 Roland again, Warhammer and Avalanche. So Warhammer don't have a special connection with those two, because he's good to be played with any compo. Let's say he's going to be paired with a lot of heroes. He's going to be good. So Warhammer, you know it, it's one of the best heroes on the game. A lot of counter damage, debuff, so it's a really good hero. There's no special connection, just it's a good hero. It's a kind of alternative that we had a few seasons ago, who was really strong, who was Lowman, Warhammer and Avalanche. It's going to be something a little bit like this. Well, actually Lowman was more defensive, but yeah, actually not that the same. Whatever. Interesting legion. Then top 8 LC, Jeanne d'Arc and Avalanche. So we already had this legion in the last seasons. It's very strong. It's also based on the prep skills, because LC is gonna be boosting the prep skill changes. So for Jeanne d'Arc and Avalanche, so it's a super good legion and really popular since few seasons. Then we have top 7 Octavius, Cleopatra and Caesar. This legion is super expensive because 3 paid heroes. There's actually not a special connection between them. I don't think so, because Caesar is actually more a basic attack hero. Cleopatra is a kind of debuff defensive hero, and Octavius is a tank. So it seems they pair together, but it's from far not the best legion to play if you have Caesar. So I don't think people will play that actually, and you need 3 paid heroes. So then top 6 we have Roland, Elcid and Avalanche. So this legion was the one I was believing it will be the main legion for Roland. When I saw the hero, for me it was obvious that it will be like this. I was just wondering if Elcid will be front or not, but it seems not. So this legion is also obviously based on the prep skills, because LC gonna boost the chances to Avalanche to do her prep skills, and Roland gonna make her skip the prep skills. So it's gonna be really great to Avalanche because she's gonna have more chances and she's gonna have skip rounds to do her damage. So she's gonna do way more damage. So I really love this Legion. It's doing really well. But we will talk more about, I guess, in the free-to-play list because she is there also. So then we have top 5 Hellfire, Rosenblade and Caesar. Okay, Rosenblade gonna pair with Caesar because he's a basic attack hero, and of course Rosen gonna boost the basic attack heroes, so obviously they pair. And then we have Hellfire. I don't know why Hellfire, but suddenly Hellfire now is super strong. Like, he's appearing with a lot of combos this season, so I'm sure he got a sneaky buff or something. It's impossible because he became so good. He's in a lot of lists, really. He is in the top 10 of infantry, of archery, of cavalry, and he was out of it since few seasons, so I don't know why. But Hellfire is a kind of support, we're gonna say, more support. He's gonna do buffing, healing, and doing tanky, so why not in this combo? It seems it's working well. So now, top 4, we have Roland, Hellfire, and Avalanche. Of course, Roland with Avalanche. You know why? I already explained. And then Hellfire in the middle. Why not? It seems it's really strong. It seems even better than Roland Seed Avalanche. Why not? So Hellfire doing so great. I don't know why. Don't explain me why, but he's just doing great. So it's here, top 4. Then we have top 3. Rosenblade, Sendiata, and the Pharah. So we know very well this region. It's doing super great this season, especially. Actually, before the Hunk Warden was Sendiata was more interesting, but I don't know why Rosenblade, Sendiata, Pharah is now doing better. So it's a very strong legion. I really recommend to play this, even if you don't have the skins. Then we have the top 2, Octavius, Sendiata, Rosenblade. So we basically replace Pharah with Octavius. So this legion gonna be more a classical, not a glass cannon legion, because glass cannon legion is when you have full damage based legions, but Octavius is really a tank. So it's kinda basic legion with a tank, support Rosenblade, and damage Sendiata. So it's gonna be more hard to counter it with all those statue effects. So I guess that's why it's better than the previous one. But Octavius is really good with his skin actually, but it seems he's not that great without the skin, but with the skin he have more healing and it's really better. So now we have the top 1. The top 1 is Octavius, Hellfire, and Caesar. So here we have 2 paid heroes and Hellfire. I actually don't understand also the connection of this. There's no special boosting for Caesar. So Caesar is just doing his damage, Octavius is tanking, and Hellfire is supporting, healing, debuffing. So it's kind of classical legion, let's say, but it's the top 1 in cavalry. So obviously I can't test this because I don't have Caesar, I don't have Octavius. You need 2 paid heroes. So yeah, kinda complicated. So if we need to make a conclusion in this list, we can see that the best legion as a free-to-play gonna be Rosen, Blade, Sendiata, Pharah, and the second one gonna be Roland, Hellfire, Avalanche. But you need the skins. So without the skins, it's gonna be different, I guess. The ranking gonna be different because, for example, Pharah is very strong, really very strong. Sendiata also, the skins. So it makes a lot of difference. So if you don't have the skins, I'm not sure it's gonna stay like this. So we're gonna discover with the free-to-play list to see how it is and who's the best free-to-play. And here we go now. We are on the free-to-play list. So for some legions it's going to be pretty quick because we already know them since few seasons. So as you can see, the top 10 is still Rosenblade Immortal Farah, so she's still there. It's really a legion that we are using since a really long time, since Sx18, because it's when we got Farah. It was really a strong legion. Now of course it's not very great, also because we have Sendiata, who is way better than Immortal on this combo. So obviously you're not gonna play this in Sx18 except if you really don't have Sendiata, but I guess everyone now have Sendiata. So top 9 we have Loman, John, Warhammer. So it's a defensive cavalry legion. John is only used on this legion, actually we don't see it a lot. It's a very defensive legion. It's going to be interesting legion if you don't have Bleeding Steed to use as a defensive legion, because Loman, Bleeding and Warhammer is really good defensive legion. If you don't have Bleeding Steed, or if your infantry is really bad, your tech, it's a good alternative, but obviously not going to be a strong main legion or something. Now top 8 we have Brave, Seed, Avalanche, also something we are used since a long time we are using this legion. So it's also based on the prep skill, because LC gonna be boosting the chances of Brave and Avalanche, so it's still a good legion. Actually you can still use it. It's still gonna be good to play against the glass cannon legions. Brave is really good against glass cannon legions, so it's still a good legion actually. Top 7 we have, so now actually we can have a lot of Roland, as you can see. So we have Roland, Rosenblade and Avalanche. To be honest, this legion is really weird. Rosenblade and Avalanche are not made to pair together, actually. Not much, because Rosenblade gonna boost the basic attacks, but Avalanche actually gonna be doing damage with her skills. So of course she do damage with basic attacks, but it's not based to be made to do a lot of damage with basic attacks, but still, why not? We have Rosenblade Avalanche, and then Roland, who's gonna be boosting Avalanche damage, but really I don't like this legion. I don't recommend to play this, actually. There's really better. Then top 6 we have Roland, we have Rosenblade and Sendiata. Here I understand more, because Rosenblade of course is gonna be doing really great with Sendiata. And then we have Roland, but actually they both don't have prep skills, I guess. If I'm correct, Sendiata don't have prep skills. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But anyway, why not? But I'm still not a fan of this, because there's really better to do with Roland and there's way better to do with Sendiata, so I don't encourage you to play this. Now we're gonna enter on the more interesting, in my point, it's gonna be the top 5. So we have Roland, Brave, Avalanche. So we already saw this on the other list, so it's still there. Top 5, good legion. Then top 4, Roland, Warhammer, Avalanche, it's the same. We already saw it in the last list, so it's also top 4 even if you don't have the skins. Then we have top 3, Rosenblade, Farah and Sendiata, of course the cavalry legion that everyone is using, and it's really the best to do with Sendiata actually. So not surprising that it's still there, but it lost his top 1 because she was top 1 last season. So Roland is the top hero actually, because now you're gonna enter in the top 2 and it's Roland, Hellfire and Avalanche. So we saw this in the last list also. And then top 1 we have Roland, Seed and Avalanche, who is the now top 1 legion. And guess what? Who guessed this legion will be really good? Of course me. So yeah, I was really thinking that this legion will be doing very great, and actually it does. So Roland, Seed, Avalanche are really made to pair together very well. So if you take the free-to-play list without the skins, it's the best legion to play for cavalry players. So what we can say about this is that actually with Avalanche skin, it's gonna be even better. And Avalanche, it's a free-to-play skin. You can get it on the shop. So it's gonna make this region even stronger because Avalanche really makes a lot of difference with the skin, with the prep skill. So it's gonna be super strong. It's actually for now considered better here than Rosenbait, Faras, and Yada. Of course, without the skins. So really interesting. So I really recommend you to recruit Roland because it's really a super strong hero. And also what is really interesting here, if you look at the list, is that you can play two very top cavalry legions because they don't use the same heroes. So you can play Roland Seed Avalanche and you can also play Roland Farah Sendiata. So to be honest, to make a small conclusion about this, because we already saw the three type of troops, for me the cavalry now is really coming back on the top, especially for free-to-play and low spenders, because as you saw, the archery and infantry now are really hard to be played because there's too much paid heroes there that makes too much difference. So for me now, the cavalry is really now the type of troops that we should focus. I actually am doing this. I was focusing on infantry to play Arslan, but Arslan is a little less good now. So I'm gonna focus now on cavalry, and especially to play these two legions that I mentioned. They are the ones for me who are really doing great. So I'm actually recruiting Roland to try to get it maxed. It's still not. So I recommend you guys really to recruit this guy. He's going to be doing a lot of damage, and really especially for free-to-play and low spenders, it's going to make really a good difference now to play cavalry. So I really recommend you to go for cavalry. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and for the next we're going to do the mixed legions. So I see you soon for the next. Peace out.